Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel. I'm your host for L2 Productions, and you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Harlem on Prime. This is season 3, the final season, episode 3. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video and also share. And you can subscribe if you are new to this channel and leave your comments below. So let's get into this complicated Harlem. Okay, so we begin, of course, with Camille narrating. She is on chapter 4 of her book, and it's entitled Communication. And even about communication, aligning people, we see Ty and Eva. They are pretty good. Mike and Angie right now are even good, even as she's going along with some type of relationship, I guess. What do you want to call it? What's the word I'm trying to think? Relationship test or something like that. Now they fell to the ground. It looks like, and we only saw a glimpse of it. It's like supposedly you're supposed to be holding each other's backs up as you go down. They ended up falling, but laughing with each other. I'm kind of taking a little mental note there and setting it on the table just in case it comes up later. And Quinn and Seth seem to be pretty good. Camille, she is at the doctor's office and she's trying to get a prenatal blood test. And I think it was, $1,600? She has no insurance. Even though she left Columbia, she at least thought that she would have some type of insurance for at least for the next 6 months, but they cut her off just like that. That's the name of the game. She's wondering how she's going to pay this bill. She ended up texting Ian and asking, "Can we talk today?" And he said, "Sure." Seth and Quinn, they're on the phone with each other. Seth did a segment on The View, and he was looking really good and complimenting Quinn on all of that. Quinn is saying that she's really booked now, and who knows if you're going to have me. He did mention his old stylist, saying like, "You've been so good, and Carly can never compare to what you were doing." So Ty and Eva, they're at, I think, Ty's office. They're kissing in foreplay, and Eva backs up and says, "Hey, I respect your boundaries." Ty's like, "We can do a little bit." No. I said, "Nope. You're celibate, so we're just going to keep it there." So there's a lot of foreplay is happening right now. Okay, so Mike and Angie visit a wedding venue called Cipriani. Really, that salesperson is just working them over, telling them all the people that have booked here, and how a celebrity had something come up and had to push back the date, and they have a date da 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 day, and you could have it today. And Andrew's like, "Let's do it." And Mike is like, "No, I don't want to do this." And she's like, "Well, why not?" Of course, it's all about not having this big auditorium just for a wedding. So they were able to talk the salesperson into letting them make a decision within a day. Camille and Ian. Of course, when Ian said that, "Sure, we can talk today," Camille comes by his loft unexpectedly. Camille is annoyed. Why? I don't know. Now that she sees that Portia is there, it's just like, oh, I didn't know that she was going to be here. And he said, I didn't know you were going to come show up here. Yes, we can talk, but we didn't even designate a place to even talk as of yet. So you get annoyed. Then you find out that Portia is living with him. Then she finds out about the embryos, and that really sets her off. Look, all I can say is with these next few episodes, it always seems like Camille and Ian are just immature. Trying to get it together. I will not take that away from them, but at the same time, like, I don't think you two should be having a baby. It's just crazy, Camille. You showed up, and I think you think you have a level of importance in Ian's life that you really don't. Yes, you are having his baby, but it was also I may be a jackass for saying some of this stuff, but it's just like, well, you decided to have this baby. Wow, my body, my choice. I had to sit around and wait to see if you were going to make a choice or not. Life still goes on. And my life isn't predicated upon your choice. And I think that that should be also expressed, even in a woman's right for my body, my choice. You all may hate me for that, but it's like, I also can get Camille's side. Look, I'm having your baby. But then you act like you wanted to do everything on your own. And so anyway, she leaves in her annoyed place because she's always showing up at ends without calling. The girls, of course, they start talking. Camille tells them about the embryos. And Ty was like, oh, pretty smart choice. Because when she was thinking about freezing her eggs, it was suggested that possibly getting embryos will have a better chance of the everything to surviving over just having just frozen eggs. Embryos are better to freeze. They were asking different suggestions to her. Did she say severance pay? Maybe, but anyways, when are you going to get Medicaid? She says, I have applied for that, but that takes 4 to 6 weeks for them to even say if I'm approved or not. That's what y'all get for letting Ian shoot up the club. Real life has just taken place. So they say, call Ian. She's like, no, I'm not doing that. She says, I'm going to ask the editor for another advance. Instead of asking your baby father, you rather go around all of the city when you could have asked for help. Quinn. Okay, so they leave the place that they were meeting at. All of a sudden, Quinn gets all these alerts of someone dragging her. It's Carly. This is Seth's old stylist. She goes live and really first blasts Seth like, you're sitting up here lying. You know that you lost your luggage. And then all of a sudden, you bring in this Quinn. And Quinn's being, I thought we were black and you were supposed to not try to take my job. But you wanted to use your light-skinnedness as a way to get your privilege and to take my client. So basically, a lot of this social media war that happens where you can manipulate a bunch of people and they will have this mob and will attack you until you wave the white flag, basically. So she said, "How am I acting light skin?" And she starts crying, and they said that having white women's tears. I thought that was quite funny. They were using they said to her friends, to Quinn, she's using the solidarity card. And basically at that point, you need to respond. And she's like, I don't know, maybe I should talk to Seth and all that. You can't wait for Seth. You need to address it to get ahead of this. It can be quite damaging. So Camille meets with her editor. And out of a lot of jibber jabbish, we hearing stuff from the editor. She's like, it's good. It feels overwritten and would like the rest of the chapters to be less educational and more conversation. Camille throws out what her title is going to be, and they said, oh, you'll be working on that. So Camille all this time had been trying to ask, but the editor kept rambling on. So she finally just said, when is my next advance? And they said, oh, when you turn in the remaining chapters. And she said, what? Camille, like, I turned in some chapters. I got an advance before I started writing. I turned in some chapters. I thought that we could get some type of prorate or something. And they were like, no deal. You're going to have to just wait until you do them all. I think there's like 30 chapters she has to write. I said, Lord. Well, that idea sank. Ty and Ava, they are somewhere, it looks like at an aquarium place. I guess Ty wanted Eva to say something. I don't know what the question was, but anyways, Eva says that her family went to Family Feud. And there was a question raised where it said, name something exotic that you eat. And she said the P word, the Pussy. And everybody was frozen. The family lost the game. They didn't talk to her for a month because basically that question and that answer outed her. And Ty said, oh, they didn't like you. They didn't talk to you for a month. That was cruel over your sexuality. I said, no, it had nothing to do about me being a lesbian. What it was is that I lost the game for them. I said, Lord, well, that's good because that doesn't happen in a lot of families. Let's see. So then Ava asks, how did you come out? Ty says, I didn't. She was like, don't you think that's, as far as Eva was like, don't you think that you should probably, talk with your family and out with them? Because she said basically the day that she decided that she wanted to be gay, she just left. Didn't even tell no one. Nobody knows where she is. She even did that to her husband, not as far as outing. I think at that point, she just didn't want to deal with it anymore. She has this routine of running away from people. She said, you're doing this celibacy thing, and it's like some type of cosmetic fix, and it's not going to work. And then she said, playing defense must be exhausting. Ty, you got a winner there that is able to read you down in love. Mike and Angie. So Angie got basically forced into making a decision about the venue. She gave Mike's credit card, of course. She just waited for Mike to come, and she thought getting into a negligee and seducing him would be the way for him to forgive her. And that wasn't going to work with Mike. And Mike asks, as far as this venue, do you know why I did not want this venue? No, because you never asked me. Then Andrew said, come on, let me know what's going on. He basically says that his family doesn't care about him. And it would be a reminder if we have this big old haul of your family being on one side and I having no one. This is the thing that's kind of weird to me, why Angie didn't answer any follow-up questions. What's going on in the family besides them not standing you? What's happening? And I don't think Mike is truthful with Angie enough. He opened up and is vulnerable, but for me, that wouldn't be the only answer. I don't want to just feel sympathy for you. But anyway, Angie said, you know what? We don't have to have a huge venue. Our marriage is means more than a wedding. And she just said, I'll refute the charges, especially if the girl tries to push to say that we're obligated because they haven't signed a contract yet. Quinn. She goes online and she speaks to Carly. Not internet to internet, but just to send a message to Carly saying, hey, I'm going to be ending my contract with Seth and my bad. And I want to still be in solidarity with my black women. And I meant no harm and all of that. I didn't know all the details. Seth comes in. He apologizes for saying my bad for dragging you into this. And Quinn said, it's cool. We don't have to do that, blah, 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 blah. Seth says, what about us? And she said, what about us? I like you a lot, Seth said. So let's just keep on doing what we're doing. So it looks like Quinn and Seth are going to be good together. Quinn and Eva. So again, they're doing their thing as far as kissing and all that good stuff. And Eva said, I gotta go. And Ty's like, where are you going? She said, look, you still on your celibacy thing. And Ty said, my celibacy is over. And she said, what made you do that? And she said, what you said in regards to this cosmetic fix. And so they have sex on the company couch. Camille and Ian finally meet at some type of restaurant, which is probably the best place sometimes. Camille just says, look, I got a lot of stuff going on and I need your help monetarily wise. And Ian said, of course I'll help you. I guess Camille felt like she would be rejected if she asked for any money. She's like, here's the receipts for everything, He said, I'm a Venmo you. And Camille was like, just like that? Just like that. Camille says, I wish I would have told you about Portia's embryos. And Camille says, we're cool at this point. She does say about the baby that there are no genetic disorders and they're having a girl. And you can see that Ian got sentimental at that part. I would too. So that's pretty good. Congratulations to, I don't know what Ian's last name is, or Camille's. Then the ending scene, we see Ty. She is booking a flight to Georgia. So, Lord, when you get that one good person in your life, you keep them. This evil person, so patient, is working with Ty. Ty, you got it made. Don't mess this up. Don't mess this up. But y'all tell me what y'all think. Let me know. I have one more episode, number 4. Next week, 5 and 6 is supposed to be over, allegedly. So we're going by fast. But anyways, I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Like and share this video. And you can subscribe. Leave your comments below. Until the next one, peace.